Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Tito here. It's a jolly evening for me after a very long day in school. I welcome if you're new to my channel. If you're an existing viewer also, you're very much welcome. Don't let me get too excited not to acknowledge your beautiful presence on my channel. Now today, what's the good news I'm bringing? I'm excited and I feel good, because I just heard the information that the First Lady of the United States of America, that is Joe Biden's wife, Jill Biden, has chosen to be a full-time teacher in Northern Virginia Community School in United States of America. Actually, this is the first time I'm hearing something like this, to be honest. So I thought it's actually a good news because as an educator myself, I do appreciate things like this. Now, I've never really known much about her. The only thing I knew was that when they were campaigning, during the presidential campaign, she talked about teachers. I think I've read 2 of her articles or maybe watched one video like that where she was passionately talking about appreciation of teachers and all of that. So somewhere I had that in my mind that okay, maybe that's just one of those promises that are being made when campaigns are going on. But surprisingly, just a few hours ago it was announced that she has chosen to be a full-time teacher. And I'm thinking, if you are the wife of a president, what vocation, what occupation, what profession would you like to practice? We know it's a very heavy duty, to be the wife of the president. There's so many things you should be doing. Forget all the ceremonial things you see them doing, walking nicely with beautiful hair, clothes and everything, with class and all of that. It's a lot of hard work behind the scenes, okay? And they take so much, all right? So they have their own area of influence, maybe projecting their own pet projects or supporting their husband is a lot of work. Honestly, that's actually like a career on its own. But when you have a 70-year-old woman, who has chosen to be a full-time class teacher, a paid full-time class teacher, I'm thinking this is just like something out of the blues. It's a big deal. Honestly, for me, it's a big deal because if you consider her age, it's enough for her to just really just do the ceremonial duties of a wife of a president, okay, without doing any other thing. But she has chosen to go back to class. She said teaching is not what she does, it is who she is. Okay, let me quote her. Teaching is not what I do, it is who I am. Honestly, this is a big deal. All right, so I dug into some articles earlier. I'm going to be looking at my phone, if you agree with me, to pick up some points. She talked about how she's always been a teacher. Actually, when her husband was the vice president, she was always teaching writing, I think. And so when the pandemic, after the election and all of that, the pandemic came and she was teaching online. So she was just doing online teaching. And if I remember a speech that her husband gave at one point, he said now he appreciates the work of a teacher because his wife teaches, and most of the time she's at home doing lesson plans for 4 hours, 5 hours and all of that. Now he's appreciating the hard work that is being done by teachers. So who else will speak, who else will talk for us if not somebody like that who is in an area of influence that can influence the policies, that can improve maybe infrastructure and all of that. Okay, now so in history, it's just a few women who were chasing their career, and one that was while they were the first ladies of USA. One of the first ladies mentioned was Eleanor Roosevelt. I think I pronounced it very well, right? So she was very active during her husband's regime and all of that, but she was actively involved in all the workings of the office. And because the husband had polio, she had to be everywhere doing most of the legworks. And so also what other thing caught my interest here? Biden has made a preference for in-person versus remote teaching clear, advocating for a return to classroom since the start of the administration. you know. So the whole corona period was, it wasn't very funny, and she was always projecting to say, oh, we need to go back to the classroom, the children need to learn, the children need to, go back and do face-to-face learning and all of that. So she's been very outspoken about all of this. um, she's always tried to avoid hot button issues, and all of that. So she has picked a niche, which is education, which is teaching, and which is working for her. And she's modeling to other people, other women, that this is what she is, this is who she is, despite all the beauty, all the whatever, and attached to that office. And I also saw something about, okay, she likes to be called the teacher in chief. She's like to be called the teacher in chief, as her peers have called her. She's also the one person in the White House who is heading back out to the front line of the pandemic. She also likes to wear a mask, the point of wearing a mask in most public settings, and many ways the face of the administration's position on masks and vaccinations. So those are the few things that she's also been doing since they went into the presidency. And she also said, I think it's really hard to learn on Zoom. In our opinion, don't you? Biden asked the fifth grade writing class student during a visit to a school in Concord in March. So she's been very outspoken about children need to learn, children need to be given the right atmosphere to learn, and encouraging teachers. Because, people always think that it's only in a part of the world that education is not the way it should be, or we always feel that we've not done so much more. But really, in most countries, teachers are unappreciated. Okay, and America is not an exception, because in what I've just seen in this article, they said the union is showing the appreciation that a whole first lady can choose to be a full-time teacher. For them, it's like, okay, at least somebody is stepping down to understand the pains we go through, how we try all our possible best to make sure we give the best to the children, and all of that. So it's really, really, really a big deal. It's really, really a big deal. And before now, when she was the vice president's wife, it was said that she was very discreet. Okay, she didn't made it known that she was a huge personality. Okay, but now as a first lady, she can't hide it anymore. All right, so she's gonna have one or two security apparatus with her and all of that. Then she had a lot more anonymity and traveled with less of an entourage. But now, well, definitely she has to go with plenty security details. But I'm sure she's going to tone it down. She has built her public profile around being a teacher and mentions it at nearly every event she's held as a first lady. That's what I said earlier. She's never shy to tell the world about her passion for teaching and being a teacher. I'm a teacher and everything I do is evidence-based. Oh, this is sweetening my body. In my local parlance, when something is sweetening your body, that means you're excited about it, okay? And so I'm just liking, as a teacher, as a mom and grandma, I wanted to be able to give the best answers I could. So I asked some experts. She said at another vaccination event in America, our schedule is built around teaching, not the other way around. Let's take this point. Our schedule is built around teaching, not teaching built around our schedule. If I can interpret this very well, it means that, okay, for example, I have maybe to teach 2 periods today. So those 2 periods are given cognizance, importance, they're prioritized. So every other thing she does is built around that. Despite being the first lady, a mom, a grandma, and all of that. This has actually inspired me. Honestly, I would not lie. It has really inspired me. And okay, let's talk a bit about her history. Her teaching career began in 1976, a year after she met and started dating a then senator husband Joe Biden, with a teaching job as an English teacher at a private Catholic high school, where she writes She does a lot of writing and all of that. She then worked at several other high schools. She was a reading specialist for black students at a newly built high school and taught history and English to teenagers in a psychiatric hospital. So this is a woman that has a profile, built a profile around teaching, around being a teacher. And honestly, I am very, 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 very excited. It's also said here that Biden has kept a protective bubble around her teaching life. She has built a protective bubble around her teaching life. And so this is one woman who is living a passion. She has chosen to be a teacher regardless of enjoying the perks of a first lady. And really, let's now calm down. A lot of teachers are planning to leave. I still read an article about the mass exodus of teachers from the teaching industry, and I can't blame anyone actually for doing that. I can't blame anyone. But if we could have women in authority who have had background in teaching still trying to be actively involved, even if they can't go back to the classroom to teach, but who take it as a point of duty to know what is happening in schools, to listen to teachers' pains, to appreciate teachers, to fight for better structure, working hours, I think things will be a lot better, in my own opinion, honestly, because I'm still waiting for somebody else to beat this record. All right, I'm still waiting for somebody else to maybe go back to the first love of teaching. We know how demanding it is, but without education, really, what are we building? I don't think we can build, apart from agriculture and maybe health, I don't think we can build anything if we don't focus on our educational sector. And I will say, well done, Madam Jill Biden, for this laudable step you've taken. You've inspired me. You've somehow, I'm quite refreshed, and I'm having the strength again, to enjoy my teaching life. Okay, so I want to encourage teachers like me, watch the video, read about her, and there's a lot that was written about her in the article. I couldn't just speak everything, all right, but the few I've picked, I think this would stay with me for a long time, and I'm encouraged. I'm not discouraged about what I do with this teaching and all of that. So if you have any comments, or you have more information about a new role as a teacher and all of that, or maybe our previous roles as a teacher, please don't hesitate to share with us. This is quite inspiring, and we hope that we're going to see more of this even in my country, where we have a lot of them have, I think I know one or two who happened to be a teacher before maybe the husband became a politician or whatever. And it would be very nice if we can still have them, maybe even not in the classroom, but at least, just giving a breath of fresh air into the educational sector. It's going to encourage a lot of teachers, I'm telling you, because sometimes if you're not in the mix of people, you would not really understand what exactly they are going through, or how best thing can be if we pay more attention to it. So Tito is going to sign out now happily, hoping that I'm going to be able to also be more impactful. Yes, let me use that word. Be more impactful to fellow teachers, to upcoming teachers and all of that. So I want to encourage us. I'm going to do another video because there was something that was putting together earlier about teachers. Really, my first day in school this week. This is the first week of resumption. My first day in school, a colleague told me something that just made me shake. I shook. I'm going to share it with you in possibly my next video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm going to drink water. I'll just get a glass of juice to celebrate this woman of substance, Madam Jill Biden, who has chosen to recognize and to spend her time, her precious time, in the classroom teaching children. So if you're not a teacher, I think maybe you should just send a text to a teacher right now to appreciate the work teachers do. It is not easy at all. It is not easy. It's a lot of work, and yes, we might not be the most appreciated, but please do appreciate us. It goes a long way. Remember to drop your comments, Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Of course, I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.